wonderful evening, and we are here with Fans and Banz, the #1 online football fan show. I'm joined here with my fans in here, one from Chelsea and then the other one from Manchester United. As we mentioned to you last time on Fans and Fans Show, this show is being sponsored by Mamba Energy Drink. Stay alert. And then we also have an introduction to the show, which is the question of the day, which is being sponsored by Sport Them. Get all your authentic jerseys, customized jerseys from Sport Them. You can follow them on Facebook at Sport Them. And for Mamba Energy Drink, you can also follow them on Facebook at Mamba Energy Drink. You can tweet at them at Mamba Energy Drink, and also on Instagram at Mamba Energy Drink. Now let's move to the question of the day before we go into all the questions and everything. As you stand there, you also stand yourself winning a customized jersey for Sport Them once you get this answer, this question correct. You can comment on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Paul's Ghana Sport with your answer. So the question is, which player holds the record for most penalties scored and most penalties missed in the history of the Premier League? Which player holds the record for the most penalties scored and again the most penalties missed in the history of the Premier League? So if you know the answer, waste no time, just answer and you stand yourself getting a customized jersey from Sport Them. Now let's get into the business of the day. How have you been?
Oh, it has been a good week. It has been mixed, but
I'm not asking about, with regards to your team performance and anything. Personally, how have you been? It's been some time now. It's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So how have you been within all these 2 weeks?
I think I've missed the show, honestly, because on a Friday night like this, the best place to be is to be on Fans and Banz. And as someone who has been here for some time and missing it for the past 2 weeks, I think it was a bit boring for me because I'm not used to staying away from show. But thank God I'm back and we'll have a good show today.
Oh, it promises to be a good show. How about you? How have you been?
Yeah,
lovely Chelsea fan.
Champion. Well, past 2 weeks, it's been great and it feels good to be back, honestly.
Okay, so let's just get into the business. Manchester United. Before we get into your story, we knew you drew last week against a team that we weren't expecting them to actually win against you. A team that was just promoted into EPL. So that's their first time they're actually playing EPL. And it was a hard time for you actually to find their net. And then as again, the question goes like, how is Lukaku going to perform? Is Lukaku able to stand against big teams? Of course, we are seeing it. Big teams big games that we're expecting Lukaku to actually shine. We are not seeing that. And we are also seeing United again. I think in the Carabao Cup, they did some damage repairs. They came out and then it was a 2-goal win for them. Let's talk about United. So what do you think is actually happening? Do you think Lukaku will be able to stand up in big games? Do you think that, yes, Mourinho's comments over Conte that he's crying over injuries and all the stories that's going up in Manchester? What's your side? What do you think?
Okay, let me start with 2 weeks ago, the match we played against Liverpool, and I think people have made a lot of comments about that match, that Mourinho went into the game playing defensively and all that, but the fact is that this is Mourinho. When we as United hired Mourinho, we knew what we were going for, and so I'll be a bit surprised if I hear United fans or any other fan say that Mourinho went into the game and played defense. This is what he has done with Chelsea. For 15 time since he came to Chelsea, from the time he was there in his first stint, in his second stint, he has been playing defensive football. Even at Madrid, where he had the resources, he still played defensively. And so I think defensive football is part of Mourinho's philosophy. And so by now, anybody should understand that this is what Mourinho is about. And if he's to coach your club, just resign yourself to having this kind of play against the bigger sides. Mourinho wins the league or any trophy he wins based on calculation. He has done it, and so as a United fan, I trust Mourinho, and I know we are going to win the league. Now, on Lukaku,
you said you're going to win the league.
Of course, we are going to win the league.
Okay.
The Pep guys, the City and the rest are just running. It's like a race.
So you are still confident in your team?
I am very confident.
At the end of the day, your team is actually going to carry the cup.
And we'll start with Tottenham this week. They say we are not a big game team. Mourinho goes into big games.
I've not even gone into our game for this.
So let me be back to Lukaku and a lot has been said about Lukaku as well. Obviously, as a United fan, I expected him to show up in big games, and his first big test was against Liverpool, and unfortunately he didn't play up to our expectations. He had a big chance, and for a big striker, those chances should be buried, and I was really disappointed that he couldn't score. But I know Lukaku will do it. I mean, he has scored 11 goals in 11 games. That is impressive by us. I don't know why people are criticizing him, because for a player to score 11,
expecting Lukaku to actually come out, I mean, that's strong in big games. So
but how many big games has he played? That is the question. Against Real Madrid, he scored. He has just played Liverpool. Fine, in the Premier League, he hasn't met any real big tests apart from Liverpool. But even against Liverpool, how many of the in quote big game players in Liverpool scored against United?
No, we are talking about Lukaku.
No.
But if Lukaku is not the only player playing, and in that game, United went into the game with a defensive approach, and you could see clearly that he was really frustrated. At no point was he even having the ball. I think in the first half, he made less than 10 touches in the whole of the first half. That is poor. But you look at the team that they are playing, and you look at the style of play that United adopted. United did not open up and play like we used to play against the smaller clubs. And so, if you are an attacker who has been restricted, and your players are not even pushing up to help you, what do you expect? You don't expect it. Even a Ronaldo will struggle in this United side when he's playing against the Liverpool, and United have adopted a play that we have relaxed and have given the ball to Liverpool to play and then attack us. And so I think it is unfair for people to be criticizing him. Let United play well against the bigger sides, and if Lukaku doesn't score, we cannot blame him. But for now, I think aside Harry Kane, there is no striker. And forget about Morata. Aside Harry Kane, there is and then Aguero. Aside those two strikers, there is no striker in the APL currently better than Lukaku.
Okay, so you still think that, I mean, Lukaku is the man.
He is the man.
Will be able to shine in bigger games.
He will.
And so our match
and it will be starting this week against Tottenham.
Okay.
He has a brace.
So
in
you
the
are
match.
tipping Lukaku to actually score against Tottenham.
Not just one, but a brace.
He's scoring 2 goals according to him.
Of course.
All right. Okay. Let's leave it for then come to Chelsea. Chelsea, I mean, your next game you'll be playing against Bournemouth is going to be an away goal.
Yes.
And then again, I think your game with Everton in the Carabao Cup, you also won. And again, you also won against Watford. What was it for you? I mean, what was the trick for you?
Well, we won against Watford, and to be honest, they could have won easily by 4-1. Richarlison missed an empty net.
What's your own judgment on the game? Was it due to hard work or was it just by chance?
They were lucky. I think.
Hold it. I think we were favored, but then we took advantage of that favor, and then we hit 4 goals. Because you all the substitutions Conte did, they were spot on. He brought on Batshuayi, who scored 2 goals. He brought on William, who assisted in a goal, and that was exactly what happened. And then on Wednesday against Everton, that was a routine victory. Everybody expected it. Everton had just fired their coach, and then Unsworth had taken over fresh. So we gave him his welcome gift. I mean, welcome to the league. 2-1.
Okay, so Morata returns to the team. How is it like? How does it sound to you?
I feel Morata is not really fit. Likewise, Bakayoko.
Left to you, he wouldn't be in the lineup. You wouldn't want to see him on the pitch.
Morata, Batshuayi is getting in the goals.
Yes.
He has a good goal per minute ratio, and I think he has the best goal per minute ratio in the league history, right? So I think Conte can go with Batshuayi and then ease Morata into the game slowly.
So that's what you say for you.
Yeah, that's what I say for Morata. Morata needs to be fit to be functioning optimally, right? He needs to be fit to be fully functional. And how fit Morata is like some Lukaku or something.
Wow, really?
Oh, okay. So you mean Morata's fitness now, or his stage now is just like Lukaku?
Yeah, he's in the game, but he's in the game. Listen. No, wait. Let me land. He's in the game, but then you have to ask: is Morata playing? Is Lukaku in this game? Just like Lukaku against Liverpool.
You see, he has just picked one match to judge Lukaku. Now, even your Morata you are talking about, when he was fit against the biggest, against Arsenal, he drew a blank. Against City, he was completely missing and he couldn't play, and so he intentionally faked an injury and got out. I mean, this is a striker who played against Arsenal. He couldn't score a goal, not even a shot on target. Lukaku had a shot on target against Liverpool. That's the difference between a classical striker and a striker for small teams like Chelsea, in quotes. You get it? Morata is a good striker, fine. But when you compare him to Lukaku, I mean, Lukaku has been playing in the Premier League for 4 or 5 years now. And so in terms of experience, he has it. And so I don't expect the Chelsea fans to tell me that a player who is coming from the La Liga, who has been a bench warmer at club upon club, he has never been a starter. I mean, Chelsea is the first club that is going to be a starter in their club. So I think, even if he's to be fair to himself, I mean, 11 goals in 11 games. I don't know. I don't remember the last. If it was a Ronaldo, I mean, people will be here cheering him up. And Lukaku is not a Ronaldo, but to score 11 in 11, I mean, give him the credit. You cannot take anything away from him.
Okay. Now on the table, you are on the 4th position.
Yes.
With 16 points. With Manchester
Before you
City.
go on, let me say this. I mean, they are 4th, we are 2nd. So when we want to look at Chelsea, we have to bow. We have because they are down, they are below. We have to look at them like this. That's why. So if you are
But
United,
someone is also actually looking down at you.
who?
Man
Man
City.
City
I mean,
is
they
also
are
looking down at
you see, Man City are our neighbors, so we have to look sideways.
No,
If
they are
you-
not
if-
your neighbors.
if we
They are
want-
your rivals.
They are our
They
neighbors.
are your rivals.
They are, but they are still
They are
our
your-
neighbors.
no, they are your rivals.
I mean, you can choose.
When they get the trophy, they won't share it with
They
you.
won't share it with us. Likewise, we won't also share it with them.
So why-
but they
why
are our
you-
neighbors. If you want to look at Man City, we just look sideways at our
Why
right,
you
and
claiming,
we see them.
Why are you claiming some false friendship?
We are not friends with City. I have not said we are friends, but I'm saying they are our neighbors.
They are your neighbors. Aren't you
Yes.
friends with your neighbors? Now?
Are all your neighbors your friends?
Don't you talk to your neighbors? Now?
Are they all your
They,
friends?
they don't know you. Stop.
Are they all your
Okay,
friends?
okay, so the question I was asking you, I mean, looking at your current form and your position, that you still think you are contenders for the Premier League?
Why not? Why not? Our players are
It-
coming.
it-
Our players are
it's, too,
coming
it's
back.
too early to actually
It's
say
still
that
early.
okay,
We have-
you
we
wouldn't
have-
be able to lift the cup.
We have players recovering from injury.
Which players? I mean, even with Kante, City beat you.
We
they
have
beat
your
you.
player of the season last year, N'Golo Kante.
He was in the City game and you were still beating.
Bakayoko is slowly returning to full fitness.
No, but Kante was in the City game and you were still beating. You were not just
Moses
beating,
is
you were
coming
beating
back.
and bruised. I mean, that game they controlled it from start to
Moses
finish.
is coming back.
Who is Moses?
Morata is yet to return to full fitness.
And you see, as a United fan, when I hear the news of Ibrahimovic coming back, the likes of Pogba, I mean, these are players who inspire you. But when you hear players like Moses coming back, I mean,
so
how?
I really believe my team can put up a fight for this title. I believe we are going to defend as a matter of fact.
On 4th position, you are going to defend it.
Yes.
So what about United, who is 2nd? I mean, this it
Last
sounds like a
season,
joke.
last season around this time, things were like the City.
You see, this is a
were on
cliche
top.
they always use. That
City-
last season. But you see, at a point, Van Gaal's United were first on the league.
As if
in
United,
the end,
as
they
if
were
United,
first.
as if United fans don't go back to talk about some in 1989.
We never do. We are not Liverpool
Some
fans.
1989
This is United. This is not Liverpool.
Okay. So if you just join us, we are live on Paul's Ghana Sports. And as we said earlier, the question of the day, which you stand yourself winning a customized jersey from Sport Them, is which player holds the record for most penalties scored and most penalties missed in the history of the Premier League? You can send your answer by commenting.
Can I give my answer?
No,
I'm not part.
You are not. No, you are not part. So you can just send in your answer by commenting, and you'll be lucky. You might never know. You'll be the lucky one in here.
Of a
Okay.
customized jersey.
Okay,
Your
so
own
now
customized jersey.
let's look at. I mean, though we do not have any Liverpool fan here and then any Arsenal fan here, we still have to talk about them because we are talking about
Sure.
the top 4 teams in the APL. Liverpool defensive woes continues. I mean, they lost against Tottenham just when we had United had lost. Liverpool also played and then they lost. And this is the same Tottenham that you are going to meet on Saturday. What do you think?
You see, a club like Liverpool, Klopp never learns. And that's the difference between a top-notch coach like Mourinho and a top coach like Klopp. Klopp is a top coach, Mourinho is a top-notch coach. That's the difference. I mean, you go into a game at Wembley against a club like Tottenham, who have not been there at their best form when they are playing at home, which is their now adopted home, which is Wembley. And you go there and you think you are an attacking side, and so on any ground you can attack. Now, when United went to play Liverpool, we played at Anfield. They could attack anyhow they want, and a point away. Anybody will tell you a point away from home is a good point in the Premier League, because you don't go to a field like a ground like Anfield and get a point easily. It is not easy, and so to go there and get a point playing defensively or however you play, it's a good point. Now you go to Wembley against a title rival, not just any club but Tottenham. This is a side. When you look at the last 1 year, they have gathered the most number of points than any other Premier League club. Never mind they've not won the league. Again, when Leicester won it, they were close. And even when Chelsea won it, they were still close. So in the last 2 seasons, they've amassed the most points of any Premier League club, even though they've not won the league yet. And so that is the side you should give respect to. Now, Klopp went into the game with his all-attacking mindset. And never mind that everybody knew Liverpool had defensive issues, except Klopp. Klopp went into the season knowing very well that there's a problem he had to address. He still went ahead, did not sign any defender.
Liverpool lack ambition.
They do. I agree with that, because if you are a club that wants to win, even the likes of United and Chelsea were buying players. Chelsea went in for Rudiger when they lost John Terry. United have not lost any defender, but still went in for Lindelof, who have been shambolic, I must say. But they still went in for him.
How much did you pay for Lindelof?
I'm not talking about Lindelof here. I will get to that place. But we still waiting for Lindelof to give a competition to the rest on the bench. Now, as Liverpool, you have 2 slow central defenders like Lovren and then Joel Matip. You allow a player like Saku, who I think, in my opinion, is better than all the Liverpool defenders currently, to go. Now, you have an irrational Moreno who only knows how to attack and never does his defensive duties. He's playing at your left back position.
Actually,
Moreno.
Moreno is getting better.
He is attacking. He's attacking in things I've never been in doubt. I'm talking about defensive.
That's very normal with fullbacks.
It is not normal with
modern day fullbacks.
It is not.
They really know how to attack, but then
no. And if you are a team that likes to attack, then you have to have a left back that is defensive minded a bit.
What Liverpool need is a holding midfielder, a solid holding midfielder.
No, but Liverpool love to have the ball. And so I think, in my opinion, even if they don't have a holding midfielder,
you are playing against Spurs. How often are you going to have the ball?
They will. That is if their defense was good, because in the first half they really dominated very well until the game 10. And when the pressure came on them, their defense crumbled. And as a top team that wants to win the league, you should be able to withstand pressure, and you should have defenders who are able to keep a cool head.
You see, it was this same Liverpool that United met, and then
they sat back.
Exactly.
And there was
no win for any team in here. Now Liverpool meet Tottenham, and then Tottenham actually scores them. So I'm asking you, I mean, how do you see that game?
Hold on.
I think it will be a tough
game. Let me.
Okay, land.
I think if Mourinho had been a little brave, he would have won that game against Liverpool.
The game against Liverpool.
All he wanted to do was sit back and then let Liverpool play the ball. I think if he had tried, because the only chance they got, Lukaku almost scored.
Yeah, but he missed it.
They couldn't take advantage of Liverpool's needs and what they didn't have, and then
and I think on the day most of our players were off as well, because Mkhitaryan, the creative instinct that we know him to have, on the day against Liverpool, he didn't bring it to the fore. Just like Martial, who was given a defensive duty to also attach to his attacking abilities, and he also failed to perform on the day. I think against Tottenham, it will be down to tactics once again, and I think Pochettino has shown that he is one of the best coaches, if not the best currently in the Premier League. I rate him among the best, because, and even if you look at them playing against Madrid away in Spain, to pull off a 1-1 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu, it's a huge result for any side. I don't remember the last time a club went to the Bernabeu and got a draw, much less to talk of Tottenham. And so I think it's a result that anybody at all should be praising them for. So against United, at Old Trafford, it will be really tough, but we are going to beat Tottenham.
Who's going to carry the day?
United, of course, United is going to win. I mean, last season.
Listen, guys. This is how the game is going to go. Mourinho will start as many defenders as he can. He will sit back.
That is not true.
Tottenham will attack.
That is never true.
No hurricane for Tottenham.
You see, you are afraid to
study Mourinho. They'll play all the football and then it will end goalless.
You see, when Mourinho plays at home.
Okay, so you are predicting a goalless game for United.
It will not be a goalless
game.
You see, he has failed to read what Mourinho does. Mourinho playing at home is different from Mourinho playing away. When Mourinho when Chelsea came to United at home last season, what happened?
You think if
I'm asking you, what happened?
If Barcelona or Real Madrid should come to Old Trafford,
you think
Mourinho will open up?
Is Barcelona Tottenham?
Oh, Tottenham went to Bernabeu and then got
didn't they defend?
Tottenham went to Bernabeu.
Didn't Tottenham go to the Bernabeu to defend?
They had their draw.
Didn't they go there to defend?
They had their draw.
I'm asking you. I'm
not saying they are equal to Madrid, but they end their points.
Let me make this
Give
point.
it to them.
Tottenham against Liverpool, they were able to open up, right? Against Madrid in the second half, what did they do? They defended when they had to.
And what happened in the first half?
Because they needed a draw.
And what happened in the first half?
Even in the first half, after they scored, what happened? They were pushed back because the quality of Tottenham is no match for Madrid. But it was based on tactics that they were able to get a draw. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that against Manchester United at Old Trafford, it will be a totally different ball game altogether. It won't be like the match against Liverpool at Anfield. This is Old Trafford. When you come to Old Trafford, that's why it's called the Theatre of Dreams. we get to dream at Old Trafford, and if you come there, you pick nightmares away. On Sunday or on Saturday, Tottenham will come to Old Trafford.
This guy is dreaming.
So what about the other teams that came to Old Trafford and then they didn't actually go with
So far, no team has come
they
to Old
rather
Trafford.
gave you
No team has come to Old
I'm
Trafford.
not talking about this season, I'm talking about previous
We are in a
season.
new season.
Last season, you
This
were
is a-
drawing
this is a-
at Old Trafford
But
into
it's
a
the
drawing
same
board.
Old Trafford. Has
This
anything
is-
changed
this
about
is
Old
a
Trafford?
new look
Last
United
season,
side.
Old Trafford turned into a drawing board.
No,
We were
this-
just drawing over
This is
there.
a new look United. This is a United side that is aiming to win the league. Last season, our focus was divided on whether to win the Europa League or the league until we realized we were not able to win the league. Then we switched to the Europa. This season, the target is to win the league.
So what?
And
You
the
giving up
Champions
on
League.
Champions? Okay.
And the Champions League, of course. If not, we will not be competing in it. So if we are in
CSK
it,
you are where
you
CSK
want to
must
win
go also
two
compete.
major
The fact
Has,
you
I
compete doesn't
mean,
mean you are
no,
two
winning.
major trophies within
you
this
see,
season.
the Champions League
That-
it's not a certainty, but we are in it and we are playing to win it. I mean, I wouldn't sit here and say we are there to just add to the numbers. Every team in the Champions League
So
is
that's
playing
what
to
you
win it.
expecting.
Of
Your
course,
expectation
and I-
is
and I-
that
and-
at the end of the season you are going to go home with
And they are
two
just
major
and
trophies.
there are just 3 teams that can stop United from winning the Champions League. There are just 3, and if we are fortunate to avoid those 3 teams or they pair up
Which
with
are
each
the
other,
teams?
Why do you want
Madrid number 1.
Why do you want to win the trophy but you want to
Barcelona,
avoid
and
certain
then
teams?
but Madrid,
Are you
Barcelona, and then PSG. These 3 teams. Apart from them, the rest, I'm sorry, United will whip them.
No, listen. He's trying to listen. Listen.
Even you mean with Manchester City, you still be able
Manchester
to.
City will not beat United this season. I'm telling you. The game at Old Trafford
because
against
they're
City
going
in
to sit
November.
back. Because again,
Yes.
they are going to sit
It's-
back.
it's
and
a game
defend
United is
and
going to
play
win.
draw, goalless draw.
United will win against City. I mean, if Chelsea couldn't do it, doesn't mean we cannot do it. Even at the Etihad last season, we had a draw. And so, what are you saying? This City team has not really met a team that's matched up to them. Against United,
City fans are saying they are going to go unbeaten in EPL this season.
they've not met
And
United.
you are here saying that you are actually going
they
to.
have not met. If City think they are going to, even Pep has said it. He
If
said it last
anybody,
week.
if any team is going to beat Manchester City, it's not United. Take it from me.
So
It's
which
not
team is that?
Manchester
Is that-
United.
is that
Is
Chelsea?
it Chelsea?
It
Who have already
listen,
been
it
beaten?
could be one of those small teams.
Okay.
Who
the
thought,
teams that
who
we are
thought,
not expecting
who thought,
them.
who thought United would have lost last week? Even if you had a betting slip,
You see, let me tell you.
you and I would have chosen United.
This City team will lose to Tottenham. They will lose to Liverpool, and they will lose to United. I mean, the fact that Chelsea couldn't beat them, it's not anything new, because Chelsea could not just match up to them. You had no match.
I think
On
I
the
would
previous
agree with
occasions,
what he's saying is that the smaller teams might be the one to actually beat.
And I'm telling you, the
because
bigger
they go
team-
in
and
that's what actually
underestimating
happens. You go
their
in and
and I've
performance.
mentioned 3
Exactly.
teams that will
Underestimates
beat
them and
City
they
this
catch
season. United will beat City, Tottenham will beat City, and Liverpool will beat City. You will sit here and tell me I told you. Let's just wait for those fixtures to come up. These 3 teams are going to beat City this season.
Was
The
it
City
not
team-
Liverpool that City caught and then gave them like some?
They beat them
5-0?
5-0, and that was a one-off. It was a one-off.
Oh,
Because
so the
rarely-
5-0 that they beat them is a one-off.
a one-off.
Mine is not. My 1-0 is not a one-off.
You see, against Liverpool, it was even a 10 against 11 affair, and that was unfair on Liverpool's side because playing against the dominant City side, the City side has been free scoring. Even 11 against Chelsea, what did they do to you? And you are expecting Liverpool 10 against 11 to beat them. I mean, like, at 11 against 11, you should have performed better. But what happened?
He's the first person.
They
who,
battered, they bullied you, and they beat you. So what do you expect? I mean, it was that game was like a one-way traffic. They dominated Chelsea and beat them. And I don't remember the last time City dominated a team like this and beat them. A top team like Chelsea. I'm sorry. If you're not, and you cannot consider yourself a title contender. This season there are 3 teams going for the title, and it's City, United, and Tottenham. Case closed.
Oh, okay. Mention that again.
City, United, and Tottenham. They are the 3 main contenders for the Premier League this season. Chelsea and Liverpool or Arsenal, the rest are all out.
Okay.
I like that.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, that's what he thinks.
But what do you think?
What do I think? Well, I know for a fact we are competing for the trophy and we are going to give City or whoever is
See,
ranked.
the truth is, I know they are.
Listen, let me talk.
they are-
My turn.
But
My turn.
why? You
My
left
turn.
Arsenal in it. Why? You think Arsenal cannot come up?
No, I don't think so. Kokumi, if you are Kokumi, if you are watching, I'm sorry. I am saying here, Arsenal are not.
Arsenal's performance with Everton wasn't that bad.
Arsenal will always beat Everton. They will always beat us. They will always beat some teams 5-0 and 6-0.
Yes.
But when it matters most,
Arsenal can win everybody and then get to
just like against Watford.
and then get
Yes,
to match.
we know that
And get
has
to
been the
February match.
history
Yeah,
of
that's
Arsenal.
that's what it
That
is.
somewhere within December, January, that's when we see the true
And
performance
don't
of
forget,
Arsenal.
this
And do you
season-
think it's going to be the same?
No,
Things
but you
change.
see, even previously when they have not won the league, they start the season very well, and then getting to December, in January, they falter. This season, they haven't really started well. And with City pulling apart, over 10 points already gap between they and then City, I don't think they will have a chance back into the league.
And even this season, they are playing Europa.
Personally, I feel like Man City might be the team to carry the EPL.
They are the team to beat,
yes.
Honestly. I agree. They are the team to beat. But I, as a United fan, I'm very confident that we are going to give them a run for their money. Actually, and until we beat them in November, we are not. You see, there are 2 fixtures that United is targeting, and that is the reason why we lost against Huddersfield last week, because the Tottenham game was in sight, and so we not thought of resting some players so that we could get them fresh for the Tottenham game. Yeah. Now he rested a player like Mkhitaryan, and unfortunately, when he brought in Lingard, he couldn't perform. But he redeemed himself in the Carabao Cup by scoring 2 goals for us. So I think against Tottenham, Mkhitaryan scored against them last season, if you remember, a wonderful pass from Herrera and a wonderful shot.
So all things being equal, Lingard should start, right?
Lingard is not starting.
Because
we are starting Mkhitaryan.
He's on form. He just scored 2 goals. You need to give him more time.
If a Chelsea fan is telling me this, I expect Mkhitaryan to start your next. I expect Batshuayi to start your next match, because he has been scoring. Even when he scored against Atletico, you still benched him.
I'm actually rooting for Batshuayi to start.
But you know you see Batshuayi, he scored 2 goals. So you see, Batshuayi can even score 100 goals. And he said in the beginning that Batshuayi has the best goal per minute ratio. And so what? We know Batshuayi is not even better than our strikers in Ghana. He's not better than Nicolas Jan. He's not better. Let me go to the Premier. He's not better than Jermaine Defoe. He's not in the top 50 players, top 50 strikers in the Premier League, no matter the goals he has scored. So what are you telling me?
I'm waiting for one of your players to beat his record, his goal per minute ratio.
Let him score 100 goals at Liverpool at 24. I mean, how old is he? Is he not 23?
He's 23.
Lukaku is 24 and has scored over 100 goals. Let him score 100 goals and let's see.
He hasn't had the opportunity.
If you are not good, you are not good. Lukaku at 20 was already playing senior football and starting at clubs like Anderlecht. What are you saying?
Listen, football is different. People pick at different times.
Somebody
may pick at 21. Somebody may pick at 19. Somebody may pick at 30.
It doesn't matter. If you are good, you are good. When you pick, we will see you.
He hasn't picked yet.
If
so
you are
when Batshuayi picks you, see him and then compare.
The same way Rashford has not picked, but we are still seeing his potential. And Rashford is a far better player. Even though we are using him at the wings, when you play as a striker,
I believe in your world or United. Every United player is better than every Chelsea.
No, I would never say any United player is better.
I believe.
I think he has been very, very.
I believe.
I would never say any United player is better.
I believe you tell me Mark Wilson is even better than Batshuayi.
No, the truth is
you tell me the same Mark Wilson is a better striker than Morata.
No, but the truth, I will never say any United player is better than Hazard.
You tell me because
I know Hazard.
You tell me Ashley Young is a better, or is he a left back or what?
Are you
a better left back than Marcos Alonso?
But I think Alonso is that good. No, honestly, you think he's that good?
Carry on.
Wait until Martial gets him, and you will mesmerize him until you.
I can't. I actually can't.
You will not understand.
I actually can't wait.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So let's do a little bit of Carabao in here. Carabao quarterfinals. I mean, Chelsea again. You're also meeting Bournemouth. What do you think about that game? Yes.
That's a quarterfinal, right?
Yeah, that's a quarterfinal.
So I don't know. I won't talk about it. I'll wait until the semi-final and then I'll talk.
So you need to do something to get into. So are you trying to tell me that
it's a simple?
This is a simple thing for you.
We are playing them at Stamford Bridge. Come on, you and I know it's that easy. We don't have to pretend, right?
Okay. What do you say, United?
You see, this is what they do: complacency, and that is what they did, and they lost in the Premier League against Crystal Palace, lost against Burnley, and nearly lost against Watford. But for Watford's late collapse, I think Bournemouth, they are not a bad side. Unfortunately, they are struggling with the relegation. They are currently in 19th position. Their manager Idihoy.
So if they are struggling, they are battling with relegation.
They are battling.
How are they not a bad side?
They are not a bad side. You look at the kind of players they have, the caliber of players, and you look at their performance last season.
You are meeting them again. I think they are meeting them again.
In the league
the league, and then you meet them.
And I think that match is going to be a draw. I'll be highly surprised.
Which one is going to be a draw?
The league. And as for the Carling Cup, I think the Carabao Cup, they are going to eliminate Chelsea. I mean, that of course. You see, Chelsea fans are getting something wrong. This Chelsea team, it's not as good as the one they used last season. It's as simple as that. I mean, Chelsea fans think because they are grinding results, just like United did under Moyes. and sometimes an avant-garde.
But do you feel your United team is
It's not good, but it's better than the Chelsea team right now.
Do you believe your United team is all that?
It's not all that good. I think City is the only team that I would say right now is currently better than United. But the United team right now is better and has more stability than the Chelsea side you are having, and that's a fact.
So you think if somebody will score me, it's
not that somebody. You look at your performance.
Bournemouth will hit me in the league and then in the Carling Cup.
You look Bournemouth
in both games.
No,
is that what you're telling
I'm
me?
saying they are going to hold you this week. It's going to be a draw.
Bro, we are your champions.
They are going to hold Chelsea this
Put
week.
some respect on our name.
They are going to hold Chelsea this week.
You are
It's
the
going to be a
defending
draw.
champions.
Yeah, we are your champions. Put some respect on our names.
But then they will also say they are the default winners of the EPL. If you,
Of course.
Why they are default? What do you mean by default?
To win it by 20
So
times.
they've won next year's already.
No, you see,
they've won next 2 years
no,
already.
that-
What do you mean by default?
you don't
I
get
don't
it.
get
Let me
it.
explain it to you in plain
I don't
terms.
get it. See,
Even if you win the league,
see, I was talking about. I made an argument talking about last season. He said I shouldn't bring last season's, and now he's going to bring
but you are bringing last season.
1945.
No, but you are bringing-
So that, but if that's what he's saying, what you just
You are bringing
said
last
was the
season.
last
You won the league
season's
last season, not
performance.
this
That
season.
was, I
This
mean,
season you are fourth on the league log.
I'm saying I'm beating Bournemouth both in.
No, but you mentioned that you are champions. You are champions for last season, not this season.
Currently, I'm your defending
You are a
champion.
defending
I am
champion.
your defending champion.
But you are not a champion.
I am your defending champion.
You are not a champion for this season. You are currently fourth.
I take it back. I'm your defending champion.
Good.
We good?
Good.
So don't go and bring the don't go into the archives.
No,
and
because
bring me-
because
Okay,
because
okay,
we are
okay,
champions.
now,
Because
I
even
think-
if you win the league in the next 15 years, you still not much up to United. And that's a fact.
There he goes again, bringing the past.
No, is it not a fact that
Living-
when you win the
living
league
in
in
the
the next
past.
15 years, you still not much up with United?
Living in the past.
Okay, so if you're still watching us, then we have the question of the day for you. We are still expecting your answers in the comments column. The question is, which player holds the record for most penalties scored and most penalties missed in the history of the Premier League? Do comment with your answer and then win yourself a customized jersey from Sport Dem. Let's go to Bayern Munich. Recently they've parted ways with Ancelotti. What would you say? Is it a harsh performance? Was it a step in the right direction? Is it fair, in your own opinion?
I think on a personal level, I'll say it was unfair, but on a purely footballing grounds, I think it was the right decision because as a manager,
I think let's do a football grounds in here. Because,
because as a team, if you realize your manager has lost the faith of his players, then I mean it means obviously it's time to go because Ancelotti obviously lost the dressing room. Some players were not willing to play for him, and according to club sources and from websites that I've read, it's like the standard that Pep set was too high for Ancelotti to reach that kind of height because when he came in at Bayern, he changed a lot of things. Their training regimes were tougher, and so when Ancelotti came, he liked to relax. He relaxed their training regimes, and so some players thought, okay, he was not pushing them as hard as Pep was. But again, they have to understand that Ancelotti has a different style of coaching.
Exactly, that was the point I was going
to
to
that of
say
Pep.
because both each coach in there has his own style of playing or style of managing the
and even Pep, when Pep came in at first, he was being criticized because some of the Germans thought he was drifting them away from the pure German football to his possessive based football that he's used to. So I think it was tough for him. And for Bayern, if you are a coach over there and you win the league right now, it's nothing because
you think they should have given him a little more time
Yeah, I
to
think they
see?
should.
Because
No, I think they
should
gave
have
him
given
a chance.
No, they should have given him a little more.
I think that's why I said on a personal level, I think it was unfair. But on a footballing ground, I think it was the right decision because last season they were poor. Obviously, you can't take a Bayern team to the Champions League and exit at the quarterfinal stage and expect to be given to be praised. I mean, it's not done. Even when Pep was there, Pep took them to 3 consecutive semi-final appearances in the Champions League. Even that was not done. He was still being criticized. And so to take them to the quarterfinal and exit, I don't think you deserve any praise.
You see, I think if you are hiring a coach to get you the Champions League, you don't hire him and expect and then give him like 1 or 2 years and expect.
They didn't give
to
him
bring
1
it
or
back.
2 years. This season it was still not good. I mean, they are still not first on the league.
What I'm saying is, for him to get you the Champions League, you need to give him time. Give him 3, 4, 5 seasons.
I know,
If
but
he doesn't get
this
to the
Bayern
league
team is not a team that is like in a real bidding position. Even though they have players who are aged, like the Robins and the Ribery's, they still had fresh blood in the team. Now he came, Müller was scoring for fun during Pep's regime. And here comes Ancelotti, Müller stopped scoring. That's separate because the Germans know that Müller is their striker when it comes to the national team. And so if you are cutting him off the supply and he's not even getting game time at Bayern, where most of the German national team players come from, then obviously you are going to be unpopular among German fans and Bayern fans. And so I think the decision to sack him was more political because Ancelotti was drifting away from what he expected from him. One, Bayern were not performing in the league. At the time that he left, they were third on the league log. As at now, they are even second, even with Jupp Heynckes. And bringing in a coach like Jupp, I think Jupp Heynckes is someone they know. He won the treble with them before he even retired, and so he is the best decision for them right now. They have a coach who knows the in and outs of Bayern Munich, has seen it, has won everything there is to win. And so I think it was time for Ancelotti to go. He should just learn from it. He's still young. He will get a... Oh yes.
You feel he's still young?
He is, because even Ferguson was 72. Ferguson was 72 before retiring, so I think he's still young. He could still coach for the next 10 to 15 years.
So
he's
already
been linked
do you
with
see
Chelsea.
him going? I mean,
He's already been linked with Chelsea, and I don't want to hear that.
He was at Chelsea and they sacked him.
I like my Conte like that.
He was at Chelsea and they sacked him.
I like my Italian tactician.
He was at Chelsea, they sacked him. Went to Madrid, they sacked him.
Which team do you think? I mean, who will be the next team for him?
I feel in my heart it will be AC
Do you
Milan.
think? Okay.
I mean, he has this. He won the Champions League with AC Milan back to back as a player. Won it again with them as a coach. I mean, the tie with, you see, there are some coaches who are tailor made for some clubs, and Ancelotti is AC Milan, and AC Milan is Ancelotti until they get him. I think you see they bought a lot of players.
So you think his next move is actually
It will be AC Milan. AC Milan
are actually struggling.
They are with Vicente.
In spite of
they spent well over.
So you think he's not
million.
coming back to England?
I don't think so. I think AC Milan spent well over 150 million pounds, and they are still not performing. So I think Ancelotti is the right man for them. I've heard about rumors that we could move to China and all that, but I think AC Milan is the right move for.
What about PSG?
PSG right now is their team to beat.
With Neymar's arrival and doubts surrounding Emery, don't you think Ancelotti could also go back?
The thing is, Emery is not. He doesn't have the ego to manage players like Neymar and Mbappe. Unfortunately for him, Mbappe is not the troublesome type. He is the calm type. Even though he has been bought for a lot of money, he's not a player that will give a coach. He will normally give a coach troubles. He is the calm type. But for Neymar, if you don't have a strong character as a coach,
it looks as if Neymar is having his way at
and he will.
He's being pampered.
He should be pampered.
He is the prince. Overly pampered.
He is the prince.
He's no Lionel Messi.
But he's Neymar.
He's no Cristiano Ronaldo.
But he's Neymar.
Privileges Ronaldo and Messi don't enjoy.
You don't get after Ronaldo and Messi, he's the next big thing. I mean, give him his due.
He's just 25.
After Ronaldo and Messi, he's the next big thing.
25.
Who do you compare to Neymar apart from Ronaldo and Messi? When they are no more,
I think he's worked hard for whatever
he deserves it. He deserves it.
I have a player who is better than him.
Who is that?
Hazard.
It's not true. It's only a Chelsea fan who will say this thing. Only Chelsea fans will say this.
Alright, we have some comments coming in from Williams. He says Tottenham can never win the Premiership. It will be Man United, Man City, and Chelsea. Okay, time will tell.
William, it's only one team. It's only one team that can win.
Ebenezer Ayu also says, my man, it will not be a tough game. It will be a cool job for Tottenham. Okay, let's see. So he says United and then Tottenham is going to be a cool job for Tottenham. Okay, Williams again is saying, I always like your opinion, the Manchester United man. Big ups to you all watching live from Italy. Then another man is saying Rooney. I don't know what he's talking about. Rooney.
Rooney cost Everton on Wednesday. He had a lot of chances that he should have buried.
Or maybe he's trying to say Rooney is finished.
But
Rooney is not finished.
He's not finished.
He's finished. Rooney's finished. Let's move on. Rooney's finished.
Okay, so we're still expecting your answers to the trivia question of the day. We have no response on the question as at now, but as the show ends, you can still send in your answers if you do know the answer for this question. Which player holds the records for most penalties scored and most penalties missed in the history of the Premier League? If you know the answer, just type in and you stand yourself again a chance of winning. Spot the customized jersey. Okay, so we are just going to wrap up with the show. Let's just look at the fixtures for next week, or for this weekend. For this weekend.
Tomorrow and Sunday.
Yes, tomorrow and Sunday. We have United playing with Tottenham. It's a home game for United. Arsenal also playing with Swansea. Crystal Palace will be playing with West Ham United, and then Liverpool will be playing with Manchester United's little boys that flew to actually Huddersfield Town. Watford will be playing with Stoke City. Yes. Watford will be playing with Stoke City. West Brom will be playing with Manchester City. And I think it's also going to be another 3-point difference for Manchester City, because I feel like this game is going to be the game for
But
Manchester
West Brom
City.
have been the nemesis of City for some time now.
Yes.
They normally hold them, and so as a United fan, I'm hoping they're able to hold them again tomorrow.
As a title rival, I'm also hoping they hold.
Just like I still hope Chelsea also loses. So.
All right, okay. Dortmund will be meeting Chelsea. They'll be playing Chelsea. It's also away for Chelsea. So let's see. What's your prediction for your game against Dortmund? Let's see.
Morata is scoring 2, and then somebody else will score the third one. So 3.
Okay. You?
Lukaku, Mkhitaryan, 2-0 for United against Tottenham.
Okay. So that will be it. And then on Sunday, we have Southampton playing Brighton, and then Everton playing Leicester City. So that will be that for the weekend games. Thank you for joining us for Fans and Banz. We will be glad to receive you again next week. Don't miss out. Thank you.
And the drink, I mean, this Mamba drink is one of the best I've seen, really. And I think if you are a fan watching, you should just go get yourself one. And then
I mean, on the weekend, whilst you are there rooting for your team, you have to stay alert to actually root for your team. And the best drink to do that with is Mamba.